live chat with Karen and Alex on Wednesday, the 2nd of March. Can't believe we're in March already.
No, but I hope this weather hurries up and changes, because I'm going for kind of like post-workout, caught in the rain hairdo today. I'm not really sure it's my best look ever.
So yes, I don't know where you are watching us from or listening to us from, but currently it's raining here in the UK. But yes, so today we've got a very exciting episode for you, I think. So today is episode 8, and we're talking about inspirational women. So next Tuesday, the 8th of March, is International Women's Day.
It is.
So what better way to start today's podcast than with this amazing lady who's just obtained an award for being an inspirational woman. So tell us about that, Karen.
Okay, so I'm going to be in a magazine next week along with some other equally inspirational women. I have a 2-page spread, check me out, honestly, I can't believe it. It was basically done. We had to write an article. We had to limit it to 500 words. You've heard me talk. It's really quite challenging for me to stop at that point in time, about why we're inspirational. And to be honest, I had to write it twice, because the first time I wrote it, I reached out to other people and said, I don't know, do I inspire you? If I inspired you, please tell me. And I got some lovely things, but actually I had to rewrite it because they wanted it from me. And I thought, well, I'm not sure I inspire people. I don't really know what I'm supposed to write here. But then it was like I just wrote an element of my life, which interestingly is coming out in a book. So you've got a table that we'll be telling you. And actually I read it to Alex yesterday. So and she was quite enough.
It was amazing.
So, but yeah, so it's about that. So it's not, I kind of put in the first one, it's not the second, because I had to change it, but it's like, you're only inspirational if someone's inspired by you. So I certainly don't set out to be inspirational. I kind of just set out to be me. All right, it's taken me quite a long time to work out who that is, but I don't wake up in the morning and go, right, who am I going to inspire today? I just wake up and go, where's the coffee? No, I don't really. Some days I do. Some days I do that, go, oh, give me coffee. And other days I do kind of like leap out of bed. Not always the best thing to be doing. You've got to be fully awake before you attempt that one. I think it's just about keeping going, keep trying, if it's important to you, what's that saying? If it's important to you, you'll find the time or the way, and if it's not, you won't.
Yeah.
So I think it's that using your life experiences, not in the old, oh, poor me, give me sympathy kind of way. I make sure I don't do that, and I'm sure people would tell me if it came across that way, but I don't find that useful. I try, when I do write stuff, my plan is always to do it in a kind of an educational, genuine, honest way. Someone said to me the other day, well, not most people don't do that on Facebook or other social media. I'm like, well, I'm not most people. I'm not saying the only person that does this, because I am not, because I've read some amazing stuff from other people, and all they're doing is, I say, oh, and what they're doing is telling a story.
Yeah.
And you go, oh my God, that is amazing. That I'm keeping that. I'm keeping a screenshot of that, because that's what's going to inspire me to do this. Or you go, must pass that on to someone else, because I know someone else is going to need that. But yeah, I've got to be honest. It's and not only that, as a result of that, I'm actually going to be in a book, which is a number of those of us that have got this award. We get to expand on our story. And it's going to be published, I think it's October it comes out. We get to that, and I am the back cover girl.
Yes. Yes.
So that's all, and there's other stuff coming, but we'll share that as things come to pass, so to speak. But yeah, it was, I kind of got emotional yesterday when I found out about the book as well. And yeah, then the back cover option came up. Alex was yelling at me, just do it, just do it. So I did.
So yeah.
So that's exciting.
Big. I hope you're all at home clapping or driving in your cars. Please keep your hands on the steering wheel. But yeah, but like, so inspiration means different things to different people. And in the car on the way to school this morning, so I was chatting with Jake, and he was like, oh, podcast day. And I was like, yeah. He's like, what's the subject for today?
I love that he listens to our podcast.
Every time he listens, he's like, can I listen? But, yes, you can. Yes, you can. So although I did say to him, so today's topic is on inspirational women, because it's next week it's Inspirational Women's Day. And he went, that's not very exciting, is it?
So if you were kicking a football about, I suppose, so, it might be more.
So there we go. But we did kind of elaborate on the conversation, and I was like, well, what women have inspired you in your life? And he's like, you? Obviously. But I did say, so well, how have I inspired you? And he was like, well, what does inspiration actually mean? And inspiration means different things to different people. So I'm just going to read you what it says in the Oxford Dictionary. So inspiration, the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something, especially to do something creative. Now, if someone said that to me, like, it will help us do something creative, the first thing that comes to my mind when someone says creative is, oh, well, maybe I'm going to sew something, or I'm going to paint something. Do you know what I mean? But it's not, but creativity comes in so many shapes and forms these days. So writing is creative.
Yeah.
Ideas, developing things, photography. Also, there are so many things that are creative, but the way I described it to Jake was he is absolutely mad passionate about football. So he's a Chelsea fan. Apologies to anyone else. Sorry. But no, he is. He doesn't know with Spurs. Anyway, another topic for another day. Another topic for another day.
Not Man U, definitely not.
Okay, yes, we'll agree on that. Apologies to anyone in the north. But he's very big on football, so he's always reading books. He's got pretty much every footballer's biography. There's that series of kids' books on footballers, so he knows all about football. He can tell you the history of football. He's amazing because he aspires to be an amazing footballer. He plays football, he's in a team. So I was explaining to him, well, that's inspiration. You take inspiration from those people. You pick up things that they do. And even when you're feeling at your lowest, or even when you don't have belief in yourself, it's those types of people that will pick you up and make you go, right, I've got this, I can do it. And that's really what inspiration is. And I mean, International Women's Day, it's actually been around for a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, 1911 was the first time it was celebrated. Yeah. 1911.
However, wasn't celebrated in the UK that early.
No, United Nations, I think, in the UK was something like 1975. I mean, we had to wait another 60 odd years before women could actually be recognised. Although I'm sure if we go back to like Emily Pankhurst and that, we really ought to have had this around for much longer. But what was interesting, and we're not going to go into detail about this day, because quite frankly, it annoyed me when I was talking about this, not really a subject, is the kind of premise behind International Women's Day and how it actually differs quite a lot from International Men's Day. We are still talking about equality. But, at the end of the day, men and women are different. We have our different strengths, different weaknesses. We work together well sometimes we don't. But international men have their own day in November. And yes, guys, we will be celebrating that as well. It's not just all about women. And actually, we might even be searching for some men who inspire us. Good luck with that. to maybe get them on the show. So if you want a chance at being on our podcast in November, you're going to have to inspire us, guys, between now and then. So, bring your best game here and let's see what we can do.
Well, we can always have Jake.
Yeah, absolutely, we can have Jake. Yeah,
we can always have Jake. So yeah, I'm sure he'd be up for doing that. So if you were looking at our Facebook page yesterday, both Karen and I we shared our women in our lives that inspire us. So
yeah, and it made me smile that I put a list up, if you've seen it, and I said it's in no particular order. Obviously, Alex is on there, except the first one. And Pat, I'm just going to give you her first name, but you'll see if you're on the group. She came back and went, well, I don't really know why I'm at the top of the list. I'm humbled. And to be honest, I don't think Pat's ever inspired me to paint, if I'm truthful, or anything artistic. But actually, she's kind of just been there like my whole life. You know, she doesn't like come charging in my house and, you know, lifting me up, but she does.
Yeah.
She does it in other ways. And she's kind of like that. She's always been there. And whether I've done something good or done something good, perhaps that's not the best idea on the planet, or whether I've just been in a pit of despair, which I have been at times, or whether I'm kind of like bouncing off the walls because I'm happy, she's there. And I don't see her all the time, but I know if I need her, she's there. You know, in truth, she's kind of the reason I'm still alive. Again, another story for another day. But, you know, so the inspiration isn't just about, I don't know, sometimes it's just the inspiration, they're just there and that someone cares enough to just be there. And I think that that's a huge thing. And, you know, and that's what I said to her. I was like, well, maybe it's because you've always been there. You're good and the bad. You're always on my side. And you know what? Knowing that whatever, you've got someone on your side, even if they maybe don't necessarily agree with what you've done or whatever it might be, the fact that they're on your side, that just makes such a difference. And the other lovely girlies that I put on there as well, I mean, it's not my place to share their story, and I wouldn't, but, you know, I've seen them come through things. I've heard their stories and they've talked openly or told me bits and pieces or different, and just the way they are. It's like those days you think, oh gosh, I just can't be bothered with people or life or anything else. And then somebody pops up and says something, you go, you know what, you're right. Let's just do that. And they don't go out of their way to make a big production of it. They like the rest of us, they kind of fight their own battles on it, and they have days that are rubbish and days that they just don't want to, you know, deal with that stuff anymore, whatever it is. But the fact is they're still there. And even if they're having a bad day, and I've got to admit, I've been told I do this, and I guess I do, that even if I was in a really hellish place, I still remember to check on my friends.
Yeah.
And I think those are the people that inspire me, that even when you are feeling really lousy for whatever reason, if someone else posts something, I'm like, are you all right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not the only one. People do it to me as well. You know, if they've not heard from me for a while, they go, where are you? Yeah. I guess if I'm not on social media every day posting something, or the other people are like, where's she gone? Let's make sure she's still alive somewhere. I mean, I am, I'm usually just busy, but I think, so yeah, you've got your inspiration, but for me, I don't think that description was quite enough.
Yeah.
I think there's kind of like emotional inspiration as well. I know you could say emotions are creative, and they are in some ways, but no, I think that emotional connection, I'm not talking love, but we can talk about any degree between love and, you know, well, we're sort of going to the far end because that would be inspirational. Or would it?
No, but you're right, because it is that love, it is that emotion, but it's the energy, isn't it? It's soul lifting. Because when you are, like, most people get inspired when they're stuck. So you can be inspired, like you could be watching a film or you could be reading a book and you could resonate with that person. You may have gone through a similar situation, that person's come out of it, and you're like, right, that person can do it, I can do it too. Or you could be in a situation where you're striving for something. So when I was doing my training, I had I've got a playlist on my phone called Hungry for Success, and it's a bit like, if you go on, there's like motivational videos on YouTube, but these are people that are literally, they're almost shouting at you with a bit of music in the background, and it's like, you did not get up today to be average, you are not average, are you a sheep or something else, anyway. Oh yeah, are you a leader or are you a sheep? And that's what I had in my ears, because that's what got me through all those reps. And actually, funny story, I've always got a friend, funny story. I've always got a story, sorry. But I did a run last year, might have been last summertime. Anyway, it's the first run I've done, well, other than a mudder, like the little 5k with the assault courses in between where you can have a little rest.
What, and get covered in mud? That's not fun.
If you can still tiptoe, or you can walk around the edge, you have to go through them. It's a breather. But I did this run, and oh my goodness, literally, I had it in my ears to help me go, because my calves, I'm a lot better now. I've done the Campster 5K 3 times, and I can do a 5K all on my own.
Well done.
But running's never been my strong point. I'm absolutely, fitness is my complete passion, but running, weights, give me weights day in, day out. But anyway, I remember being in the middle of this field on this little path, and I'd stopped because my calves were all cramped up, and there was people like going past me like, oh, are you all right? Are you all right? I mean, amazing people, didn't know who they were. But everyone was stopping to help each other and inspire you and help you go, carry on. And anyway, so I'm like, right, come on, we've got 1 mile left. And literally in my ears, it was like, are you a sheep or are you a leader? And I was like, well, I am a leader, but it just happens that I'm at the back of the pack right now, and I'm just going to keep going.
I'm just being a bit of a snail when I'm going to get there. Yeah.
But no, it was just, but it is creating that, it's creating that emotional connection that's gonna move you forward and get you out of the place that you're in, because that's why you want to be inspired. There may be things you want to do in your life that you've not quite done, you want to do, you don't know where to start, so you research, don't you? And you then follow other people that have been there before you, because you know it's possible, and you can see that they've done it, and they inspire you to do whatever it is.
I think we need to throw in there then that, and I did put it on the space yesterday, you can be your own inspiration.
Yeah.
You don't have to look outside. I mean, there are times when it's kind of easier to have somebody outside of you, but be your own inspiration as well.
Yeah.
Decide what you want to do. And like, for example, if you would like to write a book, then the easiest way to start is to just start writing. Then you can edit the book, because you can edit what you've got, but you can't edit nothing. Was that subtle enough?
I feel like that was a little bit of a telling off. I have semi-started. So actually, I was asked yesterday how my book was coming along. It's processing very nicely up here.
It works better on your computer,
I've got some software. Someone's told me some software where you can log everything. So yeah, I know I'm going to. I will write it. We'll write it. I've just got a couple of other things. We'll just get out of the way. I'm going to write it. But yeah, I think inspirational women for me, like the first one absolutely has to be my mother. I should have called my mother before.
My mum sounds quite posh.
Well, she's posh.
She's lovely.
She's posh. Queenie.
She's lovely.
Oh, Queenie. She's going to kill me for that. Sorry, Mum. But yeah, like my mum's always been like a massive inspiration to me. So even now, like my mum is my biggest cheerleader, if you like, whatever I'm doing, and I have a lot of harebrained ideas. But yeah, she's always there. And even like when I was growing up, and I'm sure I've said this before, like, she was always, you can do whatever you put your mind to, and you can be whatever it is you want to be. And if it wasn't for my mum, I wouldn't be in the health and wellness industry, I'm pretty sure, because she was the one that got me into fitness. Whether that was just because, she thought I could do with shedding a few pounds. I don't think so.
It wasn't.
I don't think it was. But or she wanted, someone to go with to these exercise classes or whatever. I don't know. But I am eternally grateful for that, because it's completely shaped the woman that I am today. And then my amazing grandparents. I mean, they were just the best. They don't make them like that anymore. But they don't. So like my dad's mum, Ellen, she literally, I definitely think I have a lot of her, because she was quotes, absolute quotes galore. Little sayings, little quotes, like brilliant, loved it. She was always an amazing inspiration to me. And my mum's mum as well. She was a massive inspiration, because her name was Violet Alexandra, and I actually changed my name to her middle name. I mean, really, now it would have been quite funky to be called Violet.
It would, yeah.
But there we go. We'll settle with Alexandra, absolutely fine. And that's another story for another day. And people like Karen, I mean, we've not known each other that long, but Karen inspires me every single day, and supports me and lifts me up, and as you can see, gives me a bit of a bit of a nudge to move forward. And then there's people like Baroness Karen Brady. I absolutely love her. I love her. I think she's amazing. More so, I think, because I relate with my corporate background, where I was in a space where it was pretty much male dominated. It's really hard. I mean, I was so young. I was 19 and working in a man's world. And it was so hard. And I just look at her story and where she is now and what she overcame. I mean, she's in the football space. Absolutely, as well as obviously working with the amazing Lord Sugar. So yeah, all sorts of people like that. Just amazing.
Okay, so excellent. I mean, you're quite right. She is incredible, and I like the fact that she's another Karen. We do get some stick sometimes. Oh, yeah. To be fair. What do you mean? Oh yeah, you just realised. I mean, but
she spells hers with 2 R's.
This shit out. Well, there you go. So anyway, she's special. She's special. I think you'll find something on it. Maybe in a different way. Matters not. We're all special in our own sweet way now, aren't we? So maybe today, I mean, we're not actually going to say homework. Actually, speaking of homework, how did you get on? Did you get out there with your friends and celebrate life?
Yeah.
Tell us what you did. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. That's if you've recovered. I mean, if it was that good, you maybe still haven't recovered. But if you didn't get a chance to do it last time, that's fine. You know, the weather's been quite rubbishy. Make sure you still do it. Still, you know, find any reason, find any excuse to just go out there and celebrate life. Go chat up a stranger if that's what floats your boat. We all do that occasionally, whether we mean to or not. Apparently, it seems to happen. But think about maybe this week, who has inspired you? What is it about them that has inspired you? What have they pushed you to do? And maybe if you've never told them, maybe tell them.
Yeah.
Maybe tell them that they've inspired you, because if people don't know, they don't know what a difference they maybe have made in your life. And that can be kind of an inspiration for them as well. You know, we might get inspiration in the background, but you know, if you've got someone that comes up to you, the first article I wrote that I did it, one of my friends sent me this little thing, and I genuinely had no idea that that's what I'd done. I was really surprised that, you know, what she'd said about, you know, how I inspire her to be better in her life and the confidence, and it really surprised me. But it was so lovely to hear. And again, she's a friend. I didn't pretend to be something I wasn't when I'm with her. We just go out and do whatever it is we do. And it's so, yeah, if someone's inspired you, it'd be nice to tell them. Yeah. And just say, well, you know what, you helped me do this, or you know, just listening to you talk helped me do that, or whatever it is. You know, because if it's going to be International Women's Day, you know, I'm not convinced that this you know, when one woman stands up for herself, she stands up for all women. I don't think so, because we are individual as well, and actually we're not all the same. But actually, if we can say, if you can find one person in one female in our life and say to them, you've inspired me, thank you.
Yeah.
If each of us could do that, can you imagine how awesome that would be?
Yeah. And if you're finding it hard to get those words out, do what we did. I mean, obviously we're also telling those people that how amazing they are. But share our link, and share our podcast, share our Facebook group, tag them in it for today's post, and then just list them. These are the women that inspire me.
It's so amazing to see great long lists of all these inspirational women.
Yes.
You don't have to tell us why. You just tag. You can if you want, obviously, but you know, you're just tagging their name to say. It's our way of saying thank you, because sometimes with some people, like for Pat, for example, saying thanks is kind of like not enough. Not that she expects anything, but it's that acknowledgement. Actually, you are really quite important in my life, for just because you're in my life and who you are and how you are, and you know, all of those things. And we don't always remember to say to people, because it's a bit weird. We're all British after all. We're not really good at that stuff. Dear me, imagine showing some emotion in public. How dreadful. But so just tagging people. It would be great if we could see some more of you fabulous women tagged on this post, and so that we've got that we do kind of have a connection at the end of the day. We're not all the same. We do have different values and talents and all those things. But, you know, if we're looking at that, let's see them. That'd be amazing. Even if you don't get to today, don't forget it's not until next Tuesday, International Women's Day anyway. So, yeah, it'd be lovely to see.
Fabulous.
Wow. I think we've come to the end of that one for today. So, over to you.
It's goodbye from Karen.
And it's goodbye from Alex.
Have a great week. Take care.